Hi, my name is Isabel Monteiro. I'm going to be doing a testimony on child labor policy. So, how would you feel if your younger sibling or your own child, as young as 4 years old, was working in a coal mine or a factory? Child labor has been an issue as early as the 1800s. The rise of the Industrial Revolution brought benefits as well as problems. Although it brought many jobs to society, with this came harsh working environments and child labor. I'll be presenting two examples from children who worked in mines throughout the industrial boom, from the scholarly article Child Labor in the Mines of 1842. James Pierce. James Pierce was a 12-year-old working in a mine. He kept a candle lit beside him so he could see what he was doing throughout the day. He worked 12-hour shifts and got 6 Ds a day. D stands for 1 penny. He would take the money home and would give it to his mother. He explained, "I would take the girdle and chain. I do not like it. It hurts me. It rubs my skin off. I often feel pain." He did not go to school and could not recite any prayers. Because he was working every day, James was not receiving the proper education and therefore could not read. James barely had time to eat throughout his day. He said that he did not have time to eat a bit of meat all day until night. When he came home from work, he would be so tired and would fall right to sleep. The work that James did made him look much older than he was because of the stress that he went through. W.M. Drury. W.M. was about 10 years old when he started working in the mines. He worked hauling corbs up and down the hill. He had to hurry down the hills and had no time to stop all day. W.M. was getting abused by workers of the pit. He explained, "Sometimes the fillers cloud us and hurt us a good deal. Sometimes they put candles in our mouths, or make us drink oil when they want to swap with us for fill and them to hurry, and we won't." Because he was working long hours every day, he did not go to school. This made him illiterate, and he did not know much about the world around him. These excerpts from these two children is only a dim light of what millions of children went through throughout the working force of the Industrial Revolution. Many of these children were at risk for health risks while working with these unsafe industrial environments. Many of the children were underweight because they were working for long hours and employers were not providing the proper nutrients these children needed for them to develop sufficiently. Many of these children were working long hours and this would cause fatigue and happen more quickly. Throughout the labor field, children were getting injured while they were working in these environments. Studies in the United States find that working youth appear to have injury rates almost twice as high as adult workers in the U.S. 16 to 17 years old and adolescent males appear to suffer the highest number of work-related injuries. Being in poverty as a youth was an added risk factor for health issues and injuries. Many of these children were less likely to be employed, but when they were employed, they were more likely to engage in high-risk occupations such as agriculture, mining, and construction. Youth in low-income families were already struggling to survive. These young children who were growing up in poverty were already at risk for suffering from malnutrition, fatigue, anemia, and other poverty-related health problems, and were put at a higher risk for hazardous problems in the workforce. The combination of being in a poor health and work hazardous environments can lead to permanent disabilities and premature death. Child labor today is still an issue in some ways, but it is less a problem than it was back in the 1900s. There may still be owners of construction and factory companies who are hiring children at the age of 14, and the only way to actually see this is by having someone from the state go out and investigating it. Some of the concerns at a state level that government regulation is hampering business. These owners think that they can get away with it if they have only a few children working in their company. When thinking of child labor, society needs to think back to history in detail and remember the high risks of these children had toward health issues and injuries when working in the labor force. Society must also look at their families and think to themselves if they would want their own children working in these exposed high-risk jobs. We know that poverty and shock plays a significant role in driving children into work, so working in an early intervention with these children is crucial. With societal protection programs that have been proven to play an effective role in helping poor families cope with various types of shocks, we can keep even more children in school and continue to ensure children receive other basic protections. Thank you.